Hello, students, and welcome to my little question and answer video answering some of the questions that you've been posting on the forum. Today, I've got some of the answers that you have wanted to know because as this is kind of new, this is all something that we're all going to have to work through together. So without further ado, we're going to get to your questions that you delivered today by filling out that form. Almost 90 of you have filled out that form here today, 89 to be exact, which isn't quite everybody. So if you know still people that have been saying they haven't checked anything, please do. Because remember, this stuff is not optional, it is required of you to do so. So make sure they're doing their part right now. You can be the biggest supporter of things happening here. So please, if you can share that stuff, please share that stuff. Make them check their stuff online. But as you can see, I got this stuff pulled up on the actual site here. I've got it blown up so you can see more of the questions and answers. Kind of filled out a little bit of that, but the first ones are the activities going to be graded. That was the number one thing of how grading is going to work. The answer right now is kind of a little bit of a yes and no. We're going to provide you with feedback and tell you what things are happening. That could be through a score of like 8 out of 10, but will these things go into PowerSchool? Not yet. Now that's the biggest thing is not yet, because it could be a matter of time before things will go into PowerSchool. So make sure that you're keeping up with things and seeing how things work, because if you don't, and we do have to start transitioning into long-term school from home, those grades are going to have to go into PowerSchool at some point. But as of right now, not yet. But those things you will be receiving feedback on a daily basis about some of the things that you're turning things in. Second one is, if I don't do it, is it still late? Yes, because we don't want you to have a habit of not doing work. The way around that, people ask about like LHI, since there's no lunch homework intervention stuff happening since you're all from at home. What's going to happen is that your parents are just going to be involved in the loop a lot sooner. Right now, we're trying to put a lot of faith into you all as students and wanting to improve yourselves. So we're putting a lot of faith into you as far as what school is going to look like over the next couple of weeks, if not longer for some of those things. Question of, is it going to be as helpful as normal school? I mean, there's definitely going to be limitations on things. We can't do everything that school would provide. These face-to-face interactions are going to be more limited, but we're working on ways to help with that so that we can provide you with the best content possible with things. A lot of you notice that there's new things going up on your iPads. We are going to try to start using those, but it's not going to be right away. Things like Google Meet, you've probably seen on there. There's other apps that keep on popping up on there. Those things are things that we hope to be using in the future so that we can have more face-to-face interactions like this, so that we can get that kind of social aspect of school back into things. If you more will become about what Google Meet actually is, it's kind of like a FaceTiming thing or like a Skype call where I will set something up. The teacher has to set it up. That's the only thing. And then you'll be able to join that chat room basically and be able to talk to your teacher in a more face-to-face kind of manner with it. But we're currently on figuring it out, so it's not anything that's going to happen within like the next couple of days. Possibly next week we'll start looking at some of that stuff with it. The question is, how will assignments be posted? And this is our guidelines that you'll probably be receiving later today from Mr. Hoffman himself, either from your parents or from us. Starting at 9 a.m., all assignments will be posted on our Google Classrooms. There's also the website, which we'll get into later, where you'll be able to click and see all the things posted by 9 a.m. Teachers will have their own way of handling instructions. My goal is to have some kind of video ready for you to go of what to expect on that day's things, since I have set up all of these things for you so that I can provide you with the best instruction possible to try and communicate the things as effectively as possible. Now, there are going to be some limitations to that, obviously. but we're going to try our hardest to look at what's going to happen. Lots of people ask of how these assignments are going to run. Notes, we're looking at different ways to take notes. It's not going to be on paper. Most things are going to be done through Classroom. That way we can check in on your progress for things. We're going to try something with Pear Deck next week. So we'll try that and see how that goes. But otherwise, we might try a couple of different things to see what works. All the assignments out at the same time. Yes, that's going to happen. 9 a.m. each morning is when those assignments are going to go out. So if you want to plan your schedule around that, 9 a.m., everything should be posted for that day. If you don't know where to check some of that stuff besides checking the Google Classrooms, there's a link to the Green Team website in the document that I'll post alongside this. We always post videos. I'll try to post videos as much times as I get. We get a lot of updates to make sure that we don't forget something. Yes, so here's the bigger thing. Each day there's going to be a post made on the Leadership Academy Classroom. And it's going to be from Mr. Hoffman. This is kind of our quote-unquote attendance taking for each day. You're going to need to go in there and basically kind of like what you did today, you're going to answer a couple of questions, put who your homeroom is, put what team you're on. That information is going to be sent to us as the teachers. And at 11 a.m., which is what you're expected to check in by, your homeroom teacher is going to check to make sure that you have filled out that form. That way, we're not filling out one per classroom or anything. It's just one form. Everybody in the entire school gets it. And then we're going to check on you. The goal is that if it's been like a day or a day and a half to 2 days without that check and without any response to you, more contact is going to be made. Whether it's from us or whether it's from like Mr. Hoffman, we're going to check in on you to make sure that you're doing what you should be doing. Because once again, this stuff is not going to be optional. This is requirements at this point. Once again, we're putting the utmost faith into you for all this stuff. As far as the printouts go for anything, it depends on the teacher, but I think at least right now everybody is trying to get everything online as much as possible. If I don't understand something, can I turn in an assignment and email the teacher? Yes, absolutely. If you don't understand something, email right away. That's the quickest option to get a hold of us at this point now. So if you're working on something you don't know, email. Especially if it's between the hours of 8 and 3. I mean, that's what we're all hanging around kind of waiting on responses from you. So make sure you take advantage of us. There may be other things coming with that Google Meet later that will kind of solve some of those issues, but as of right now, we are looking at email being the primary way as of this moment. Will we learn anything new? That was a question that came up quite frequently. Yes. The reason why we kind of made sure that everything was finished by that Friday with the quiz and everything was to make sure that we had everything wrapped up so we can start doing some new things when it came to this potential kind of weird situation that we're in currently. So with that being said, this could be the new norm for a while, so we're going to do the best that we can to give you the content that you need to make sure that you know everything from 7th grade still in order to go on to 8th grade. So yeah. How will we do experiments? That's something that I have to come up with. We're working in more simulations to try to see if there's some websites that can provide you with the same stuff. But the lab thing, that is going to be more of something that we're going to have to take more of a look at. So it might be some more smaller based question answer type of things when we get going here. But yeah, that's something that both myself and Mrs. Ewing are looking into, of trying to get you to be able to do some kind of activity experience from home in some way, shape, or form. Classes as normal, I hope they're as normal as possible, but the fact is that they're not going to be normal. Hopefully we all adapt and get used to it as quick as possible, but if this could be the way of looking at it for things. What if the videos don't load or emails don't get sent? Make sure that you let somebody know that something isn't posted. This is all a new process. We're putting the utmost faith in you that you're getting things correctly, most of us are taking the rest of this week to just see how things are working. So, if, for example, if you didn't fill out the forms today, those are the people that we're worried about the most because you're not checking in on things yet. So make sure you're filling stuff out and checking on things there, because those are the people that, if we haven't heard from them yet, we're trying to reach out to them. As I already mentioned, filling out that form in each class, it's not going to be for each class. There's going to be something given to Mr. Hoffman through the Leadership Academy. So over the next couple of days, check your email, check your classrooms, turn on notifications, all that kind of stuff so that you're getting everything that we send to you. Mr. Hoffman sent in a post to parents tonight about what to expect for all these things. I'm going to post this shortly to see it. I see it's going close to 11 minutes now. You guys had a lot of questions today. But just know that I'm here for you, and if you need any questions whatsoever, or if you have any questions, do not hesitate to email. We'll get through this together, and hopefully you get a good rest of your night.